welcome back to the Content Library Challenge. It's Whitney here from Speaker Razi. Yesterday, we talked about how to brand your voice, right? We talked all about how we want our brand to sound. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about how we want our brand to look, and we do that with graphic design. So if you haven't received the email this morning, make sure you go check it out because there is a design tutorial. So if you are someone who has not used Canva, or maybe you don't think your skills are up to par, there's a tutorial that walks you through how to create graphics, because the majority of our presentation today is going to be about how to use the artificial intelligence powered tools that are inside of Canva's Magic Studio. And so how this video will be broken up today is, in the first part, you're going to see a blast from the past. We have a clip from the original Content Library Challenge that talks about the importance of graphics and why you need templates in your back pocket. And then in the next segment of the video, you'll learn a little bit more about the AI tools that you can use inside of Canva. So again, if you are someone who uses Canva on a regular, you might want to definitely make sure that you skip to the end to make sure you understand how to use those AI tools. If you're someone who's brand new, be sure to check your email and look at that link to really get a tutorial on how to do it. But otherwise, we're going to get started. And again, make sure that you turn in the homework for tomorrow, which is going to be due at 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go to ChatGPT and we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us come up with some standard templates that we can use to have in our back pocket. So first things first, we're going to go to ChatGPT. When you get to ChatGPT, what you want to do is to go to the message section and we're going to put in a prompt. So I have one that I've already created and I'm going to copy it and paste it here. And the prompt is, what are 10 social media graphic template types that I should have in my back pocket for a girls empowerment children's book? So I could get more specific, but you want to use the same formula. So you can ask ChatGPT to create social media graphic template types that you should have in your back pocket for whatever industry or whatever product that you're representing. So for example, if you were a publicist, you could say, what are 10 social media graphic template types that I should have in my back pocket for a public relations firm? If you are a restaurant, you can say, what are 10 social media graphic template types that I should have in my back pocket for a conscious, healthy food restaurant? So it'll give you some ideas of the type of graphic design templates that you can create. So I'm going to go ahead and allow it to generate. And so it's doing its thing, right? So based on what I asked, it gave me 10 different templates. So let's look at some of these, right? So we have quote cards. So these are empowering quotes, character profiles. So this assumes that I have characters in my book. I would have to go back and tweak it because I don't have specific characters inside of my children's book. It's more of a poem. But nevertheless, if you had one, this could be a great opportunity. Challenge card. So embracing girls or encouraging girls to embrace challenges with positivity and resilience, affirmational art, discussion prompts, book teasers, creative activities, shareable moments, testimonials, behind the scenes. So, these are some of the graphic templates that you can create. Alternatively, some of these things I wouldn't necessarily put as a picture. So for example, like behind the scenes, that could be something that's more organic, like a photo. One tool that I didn't share with you all earlier is that inside of ChatGPT, if you actually look over here, they have something now called Read Aloud. So this is a part of the new version. So to read it to you, you can copy these things, but you can also regenerate. The regenerate button can sometimes be your friend. Sometimes you can get great results, and then sometimes the results can go left field. So I'm going to regenerate it to see if it gives us something brand new. So it said quote card. So it took some of the things from the last one: character introductions, empowering challenges, daily challenges to boost confidence, sneak peeks, self-love affirmations. So it's giving me a whole entire list of new types of graphics that I can potentially create. I wanted to show you this quick tip inside of ChatGPT because, again, visual graphics is something that you should take very seriously. I know, it's 2024 and right now video is the main craze, but graphics can still really get you great results when you post them. So I think it's really important to make sure that you have those things. So I challenge you to take that prompt that I shared with you all and ultimately use it to figure out what are some graphic templates that you can make and you can begin to make inside of Canva. This is something that I've done for clients for years. Clients will hire me to create 10, 15, or 30 packs of graphics that they can use and they can still reuse over time. The goal is to make sure that whatever templates you create are something that's evergreen. So all of these things that is sharing here, like quotes, book reviews, fan art highlights, book excerpts, these are all evergreen things, meaning that I could post something from this list today, and in 6 months I can post the same thing and it'll still be relevant to the book. So it's going to be really important for you to figure out what are the social media graphic templates that you can create, but not only can you create them, but which ones are going to be evergreen that you can use over time. In tomorrow's lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about repurposing, and that may come in handy. So definitely make sure that you do this activity. You want to make sure that you look for these graphic templates and figure out which is the easiest to create.
Today is all about do-it-yourself branded graphics. You know what I'm talking about. You know when you're scrolling down your timeline and you see the pretty text and the overlays on top of the picture and it captures your attention. As a matter of fact, a recent survey tells us that people actually process visuals at 60,000 times faster than text. So you want to make sure that you're doing a really good job of creating graphics that are visually appealing. As a matter of fact, 80% of digital marketers and small business owners use graphics within their social media marketing. As a result, they get a 650% return on their engagement. So how do we get started? That's a great question. When you're creating graphics, I think it's really important that you have templates that you have in your back pocket. Now, you want to have templates that represent different things that you're consistently going to use throughout your brand. So that way, when it's time to put out content, you already have those things ready and good to go. So first, we're going to talk about how to create these graphics. And I'm going to use the number one thing that people are using, especially small business owners, which is Canva, canva.com. Now, if you haven't already created a free canva.com account, make sure that you go and sign up because this is where the tutorial will take place today.
And so what I want to do today is a deep dive into Canva's AI tools. So this is Canva's home screen. And as many as you may know, it will give you some ideas on what you can actually create. It will also share some of your recent designs. Shout out, they are having a Canva Create conference coming up where they talk about new updates with Canva. So I highly encourage you all to check that out. And it's happening next week on May the 23rd. But for today's purposes, we're going to go ahead and go to the top of our menu and we're going to click on something called Magic Studio. So Magic Studio is where all of the AI tools live, right? So if you want to quickly access them, you can go here to get some great AI tools. So we're going to refer back to the Magic Studio often. Now, the first thing that I want to do, I kind of want to show you all something that's really amazing, especially for those of us who are not graphically inclined, if that's even a term. And so we're going to do something first. We're going to create a design, and you'll see all of the suggested types of documents here. But at the bottom, they say start creating from your media. So I'm going to click this image. This is an African-American woman wearing pink speaking in front of a crowd. I think they did a really good job. And so I'm going to add to a template. So if you're not someone who really knows what you want to create, this could be a really great start, right? So it shows you some of the different things that you were able to create. It's showing Instagram posts, social media posts. I really love this one. So I could use this particular image and customize this template. So it's completely customizable. So I'm going to customize this template just to show you, and voila. So if you have any existing media inside of your Canva, you can literally pick it and add it to a particular template and use that specific piece of media, whether that's a photo or a video. So this is a great way to kind of jumpstart it. I know a lot of times we kind of do it in reverse. We find the template and then we pick the photo, but Canva has AI tools where it will build the template essentially around your photo. So this is one really great tool that I wanted to share. So I'm actually going to go back. So I'm going to go back to home and we're going to go back to our Magic Studio. So we're going to do this again. Okay. So we are inside the Magic Studio. So inside of the Magic Studio, you'll see things like Magic Design for presentations, for videos. There are a ton of different tools. One FYI, note that if you're using Canva, they have 3 levels. They have the free version, they have the pro version, and they also have the Teams version. I have the pro version of Canva. I can't recommend it enough. This is probably a really great tool if you're not already investing in Canva. The pro tools have so many more features. So if you're watching this and if you're having the free version, please note that some of these features may not be available. Now, if you go on the internet, you may be able to find a 30-day free trial just to kind of see and test it out if you are curious about more of the pro versions. But ultimately, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that as a caveat. And so what we're going to do is, there's a couple of different things that you can do. So they have text to image, magic resize, you can do magic animate, magic morph. So there's a couple of different magic tools. So one of the things that I would like to do today, let's start with, I'm going to actually just go ahead and create a design. So I'm going to create a design. I'm going to make it a standard Instagram post because all of these tools are also accessible inside of our dashboard. So I am going to go to photos. And let's say I want to find a specific image. So let's say I wanted to find a coffee cup. Find a coffee cup. Let's say we use this one. And so what we can do with the coffee cup, there are several things that you can do. So let me hide my video panel. Okay. So here's your coffee cup. And with the coffee cup, you can go to, you will click on the image. You want to go to edit image. And when you click edit image, you'll notice that it says Magic Studio. Some of these features come up. So what we want to do first, let's do Magic Grab. So we have a Magic Grab feature. So with Magic Grab, it gives you an opportunity to essentially change how you want this image to look. So I'm going to click it. I want to click this image and I can grab this image, right? So I can take this image and it's going to do its thing. It's going to like curate. Give it a second. All right. So Magic Grab has taken this part of the image. It didn't take my entire coffee cup, but it took a part of my image. And so you can essentially take any image, use the Magic Grab and move it around. Before, what we would have to do is to remove the background, but the Magic Grab allows you to manipulate a specific image on your screen. I want to see if I can try this again. So I'm going to undo it again. All right, perfect. So it's all one image again. So I'm going to go back to Magic Grab and I'm going to use the brush tool because last time it only took the top of the cup and it didn't take all parts of the cup. So let's see if it gets me where we need it to go. So I'm brushing. Hopefully it doesn't detect my imperfections. All right, now it has taken everything. So you see the difference? So sometimes you have to go back and really make sure that you have everything inside of that element. So now I can manipulate this and I can move it anywhere that I want. Hey, I can even delete the background. Let's say I don't want that background. And let me go over to our photo section. Let's see if I can find ooh, I love this. So we have this background, right? And let's say I want to put this particular cup on this background. So I want to actually get rid of this. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click edit image. And then I'm also going to do a magic grab. So I'm going to do a magic grab and I'm going to see if it allows me to grab this image. So you see how it highlights the purple is only getting the top of the coffee cup. Obviously we want the full experience, the full coffee cup. I'm going to adjust my brush at the top. And I'm going to grab this whole thing. All right, boom. So we're going to grab it. We're going to let it process, give it a moment to think and understand what I'm asking it to do. And once it processes, voila, we now can move the coffee cup. So I don't like this one anymore. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the trash can and delete it. So we have a couple things going on. So I'm going to take this element and I'm going to move it backwards because this is my background. So I'm going to go to layer. I'm going to send it to the back. And so we have this coffee cup. So I'm going to put the coffee cup over it and I'm going to adjust it, make it a little bit smaller, very similar to the other one. Now, one thing you notice about this image, and this is another cool feature, you notice that this image doesn't fill the entire background. Like if we modify it, it's going to kind of, you know, get things off the edges. We're not really going to get the entire image on the inside. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a feature. I'm going to go back to edit image and I'm going to go to a tool called Magic Expand, or we could use something called crop. So when you go to crop, instead of cropping the image and making it smaller, you can click expand. And when we expand it, let's say we want to expand it to the whole page. Let's see what opportunities it gives us. So it's going to take the image and it's going to curate 4 different types that you are able to use. Now, sometimes it's really on point, y'all, and sometimes like it's a hit or miss. So you really have to understand with your graphic eye what you're really trying to accomplish. So you see what it did here, right? So now it gave me a whole like portfolio thing. We could use that. Let's see what else it gives us. This one's a little bit more of what I'm looking for. It gives us something new on the side that wasn't there before. Again, it's adding another notebook and more elements. And this one is a little bit more close, but as you can see, the AI is not perfect. So it added like an additional thing, but you can tell that the wood is not matching up. So obviously there are some discrepancies inside of the AI, right? So it doesn't get it 100% perfect. But for me, I have a graphic design eye, so I can tell like, okay, they're adding things and it's not a seamless transition. But if you're adding other elements, if you're adding text on top of it, there are ways to hide these things, right? But just know that it gives you an opportunity. So let's say I want to use this. This one kind of looks a little bit more interesting. I'm going to put that here. And then I still have my little coffee cup here, right? So now I have an overlay view. So now I've created an entirely different scene or a situation. So now you guys have had an opportunity to look at a couple of different tools. We were able to look at the Magic Grab. We also looked at the Magic Expand, which is also located under the crop tool. So let's do something else, right? So I'm going to erase this. I'm actually going to start another square. And I'm going to find a woman wearing a pink shirt. So we're going to find this woman wearing a pink shirt. So let's use this lady. So she has on a pink shirt. So I'm going to get her pink shirt. And so the next thing that we're going to do with her pink shirt, let's change this image up, right? So we're going to go to edit image. And we are going to go to where it says Magic Edit. So you can brush over what you want it to do, like you can brush the area, or you can describe your edit. So I want to change this pink shirt to a red shirt. So I'm going to use, you can brush or you can click it. So clicking it obviously shows you all of the different elements, right? So it clicked the entire image. Let's use the brush because the brush, we want to focus more on the shirt versus her entire self. So we're going to go through. Let's do this. Hope you're all following me. And I hope that you all are using a computer as you do this. Now, some of these things are available in the mobile version too, but I just often find that it's easier to use a computer to make these types of edits in Canva. Makes it a lot easier. All right, so I'm going to change this pink shirt to a red shirt. So again, we're going to let Canva do its thing and do what it's supposed to do. Okay. So they gave me a hot pink shirt and not a red shirt. So let's try it again. So let's change this. Let's see if I could be more descriptive into let's say a fire red shirt. And let's see if it gives me a better result. It did change the color of the shirt. It made it a little bit more of a hot pink, something that I would like, but I wanted to change something entirely into something entirely different. If you notice at the bottom, it says editing faces and hands and everything else. is not something that you can edit. So clearly they are not listening to my directions. And again, that's another piece of AI. It may not always work perfectly. You have to play with it to see. Let me try a different color. Let's see if I can try a green shirt. Let's see if it gives us green. Because in their head, it might be green, right? So let me do magic edit, change to a green shirt. I'm going to brush it again. So we're going to go back and brush over the area. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let's see if we can get a green shirt. I've tried this on some things and sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it'll change flowers. Sometimes, you know, you can change like roses to daffodils. Like I've seen this do some amazing things, but again, the technology is not 100% perfect. So it is still not giving us a green shirt. So again, this technology is new and improving. Please check and report these images if they don't seem right. So you can report to Canva if the images are not right. It helps them as they are building out the AI. It's still a relatively new tool. I'm going to click done. Let's see if we can find somebody else because I really want to make sure that you guys see this and show how this could be done. Let's try the pregnant lady. We're going to edit the image. We're going to go to magic edit. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a green shirt out of this. This takes some time. So again, I don't know how like graphic design savvy everyone is and how much, but this definitely does take time when you first get to learn. Please change shirt color to green. Let's see if it gives us what we're looking for. Voila. Okay, we got a green shirt. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so this part actually did work. So we do have a green shirt. So again, ooh, but I messed up the hands, but that's my bad because I highlighted her hands. So you have to be very careful with the brush tool because clearly it turned everything green. But you guys kind of get the general consensus and idea around it, right? So you can change these colors. So to give you some perspective on what you could do, let's say you do a photo shoot, right? So let's say I took a photo shoot in a different outfit, but I wanted my outfit to be pink. I could literally upload my picture and change the color of my outfit to my brand colors, right? So that might be a great use case of what you could use this feature for, especially if you're doing anything dealing with your personal brand with your photos. So you guys learned about the magic edit. We looked at the magic grab. We looked at the magic expand. Magic eraser is a tool where it helps you erase the background. Same thing, or it helps you remove images that you may not necessarily want in the photo. So that's what magic eraser is for. Background remover is another great tool. You can use that as well. So let's say I wanted to use background remover here. And it will essentially take out the background for us. Perfect. So now we have just the image and there's no background. So let's play with this a little bit more. So I want to show you some of the other tools as well. Let's see if we can add this lady here. I'm going to go to edit image. We don't have any text. So we don't have any text in here. So let me see if I can find something that has text. Let me find, I'm going to click our challenge photo. Let's see if we can get a magic text. So I selected another image. I'm going to go to edit image as I did before. I'm going to go to grab text. And then I'm going to click. All right, we can do all text. I'm going to grab it. So this is really cool if you take a screenshot of something and you need the text and you don't feel like retyping it a million times. Here is all of my text. Now, did it maintain my fonts? No. So I definitely will have to do fonts that I was using before. So I would have to use my brand fonts, but ultimately it took all of the text that was inside of my image, right? So again, that could be just an example of something that you were able to use. I'm going to change the background just so we can see what this looks like. So yep, it took all of my text from the content library challenge. So again, you can grab text from an image that essentially doesn't allow you to copy and paste the text. So that is a really great tool. So I have a few more tools that I want to share with you all before we get done today. We're going to go down to apps, and there's a few different apps. It says AI power. We're going to do Magic Morph. So Magic Morph is a really great tool. If you click Magic Morph, we're going to open Magic Morph, and you can select a element. You can add an example element. I'm going to do an example element. So if let's assume that we already had a design and different elements were there. So let's say I want this star, right? So let's say I want this star. Please add, let's see what we want to add inside of the star. Please add leaves inside of the star. So you can take an element and Canva will redesign that element on your behalf. So let's say I wanted to put a whole bunch of leaves or a leaf inside of the design, and we're going to see what it gives us. So again, we're going to wait a minute because we need some Jeopardy music. All right. Ooh, that is really nice. Okay, so it's giving us some options, right? So I asked for a leaf inside of the star, and these are some of the looks that it's given us. So we have this. That's really cool. We also have one of these. I actually like this the best. I have another one of these as well. So again, you can use the Magic Morph tool to take an element and allow Canva to update that element. The last thing that we're going to do today, we're going to go to the app section on the side navigation bar, and we're going to type in Magic Media. So this is something that's really cool. That picture I showed you earlier with the lady with the pink dress is what I made in Magic Media. So I'm going to go to Magic Media, and you want to describe something. So I want to describe a African-American woman in a pink dress, speaking to a crowd of women. So I'm going to use that. So it is thinking. So we're going to let it go hard at work and do its thing as it thinks. Ooh, love that. Let me see what this is looking like. I don't like how her mouth looks. That looks, yeah, they look crazy. Let's see. She looks like she's singing, but I like that. She looks like she's speaking. That's awesome. Let me see. And then we have this final one. Awesome. So I really like this one, actually. I'm going to use this last one. So again, it literally generated an image based off of what I said, right? So this could be a really great image if you would like to use. I can tell that it's AI, but depending on your use, this could be a really great thing that you're able to use for your imagery. So you can curate your imagery. So this is not only limited to images, you can also use it for graphics. So I'm going to take the same thing and let's see. Graphics. Let's just do an African-American woman in a pink dress. Let's just see what it gives us graphic wise. So you can do images, graphics, and videos. So that is the cool part about this. So if you're like, wait, I don't want to use Chat GPT, I want to do everything inside of Canva. Canva does allow you to curate image, but I will say Canva is not the best in terms of quality. These could be quick images, but if you want really, truly like human-like images for AI, you would definitely want to use a tool like Midjourney. I would highly recommend that. I think that tool is like $10 a month. So as you can see, it's giving us graphics. So it's giving us graphic images of an African-American woman in a pink dress. So now we have an image. Now we have a graphic. Now let's see if we can curate a video. So going to the video section, we're going to do the same thing. African-American woman in a pink dress addressing a crowd. And it is being generated. So they're going to give us 1 to 2 minutes. All right. So it generated a video for us, right? So this video, we're going to put this video on the inside. Let's see what we get. And these are women who are marveling at a crowd. So I think this is really interesting to see. The technology, again, is something that's improving over time. But again, if you are creative, and sometimes you can't find everything that you're looking for inside of Canva, sometimes it's just not what it needs to be. So I definitely encourage you to check out all of these tools and to see how they are available. The last thing that I want to share with you, I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to go back to home. And this is another really great tip. So let's say you wanted to create a presentation. I know, many of you guys are speakers and sometimes you need to put something together on the fly. So if you go to presentation and go to blank presentation, there is something inside of Canva and you can describe what you are looking for. So let's say I want to create a presentation about uh side hustles, right? So as you can see, it has Magic Design Beta. So again, they're always improving their technology. So let's see what type of side hustles they create. So I'm going to apply all of these pages because I want you to see it. So unlocking the world of side hustles empowering your income, presented by Jack Side Hustler Extraordinaire, whoever that person is, right? So it literally just curated a presentation about side hustles. So if you are someone who struggles with putting things on the paper, you haven't quite figured out what this should look like, you could literally do this here, which is a really great tool, right? So you can, of course, modify it inside of Canva, but you are able to type in, up to 5+ words about what it is that you're looking for, and Canva will essentially create the outline for you, right? And I think that's something that's pretty awesome. If you go up to the top, it says resize a magic switch. You can also translate this into a different language, right? So let's say we want to translate this to Spanish. Take that tone of voice. You can make original, professional, conversational. So we're going to say conversational, and we're going to translate this text to Spanish. So we're going to create a whole new presentation that's the same thing, but literally put it in a different language. So I'm going to open the presentation. And now it is in Spanish. Crazy, right? So I'm actually going to show you one more thing. If you go to resize a magic switch, you can also transform it into a doc. So if you transform it into a doc, it gives you some suggestions. You can do an executive summary, a blog post, a presentation outline. Let's make this into a presentation outline, and it's going to turn it into a doc. Obviously, it's in Spanish right now. I can't read it, but you're going to be able to see how this ultimately can be transformed. So we're using, again, the resize and magic switch tool, which is located at the top of your screen. And again, you can switch this to any type of size. So I showed you how to do it in a different language. Now we're doing it in a different doc, but you can also take this presentation and turn it into social media as well. So we're going to open the doc. And as you can see, it took all of the content from that presentation and is breaking it down into one singular document. So if you present and if you need kind of your spark notes, this could be a great starting point for you. So I hope you guys learned a ton of new things inside of this particular day's challenge. And so what I want you to do for day 3 is I want you to create a graphic. So remember that list of 10 things that you use? I want you to pick one graphic from that list of 10, and then I want you to create an image or a graphic using one of the AI tools that I shared with you today. I hope you enjoyed today's challenge, and make sure that you turn in your homework by tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. So we'll get right back into it tomorrow as we focus on repurposing content. Peace.